Welcome to Borth. We're standing at the southern end of Ynyslas Spit, which is a large coastal geomorphological landform that extends 6 kilometres from the cliffs to my right and heads northwards towards the sand dunes that form the head of the spit at Ynyslas. Now we're standing on the seaward edge of the spit, which is formed of a large shingle ridge, and I can show you some of the material that we see on it. We have locally derived material, which are these dark grey mudstones which come from the cliffs to my right, but also in amongst it we have a variety of other materials, including volcanic ashes, granites, dolerites and conglomerates, which are not of local origin and that probably have come from Llŷn Peninsula and from Anglesey and further afield even from Ireland. And all this material was deposited on the seabed offshore by glaciers that had come down the Irish Sea perhaps 18,000 years ago. The age and evolution of the spit has been a subject of considerable research, and the investigations that have been carried out in this area suggest that it began to grow around about 6,500 years ago, and it began to grow around about 1 kilometre offshore, and it began to grow northwards, and as it grew it also migrated landwards. Ynyslas Spit is a very important coastal landform because it provides natural flood defence for the village of Borth and for the associated businesses, houses, golf course, as well as the infrastructure such as road and rail. Over the last few thousand years, sea levels have begun to rise and the amount of shingle being supplied to the spit has begun to reduce, and as part of the coastal defence works being carried out on the spit currently, material from elsewhere is being brought in to supplement the flow of shingle along the spit. Now I'm standing here in front of the last groin at the very end of the groin field near Ynyslas Turn, and behind me is around about 3 metres in height of shingle, and interestingly at this point the beach has actually stepped back on the northern edge of this final groin. It's stepped back by a distance of around about 20 metres, and that 20 metre gap is what the beach is, the position shows the position that the beach would like to be in this area.
We've come now to the north end of the dune spit. We're looking at the mouth of the Dyfi estuary and dunes forming around this northern end of the shingle spit. Where I'm standing here was right in the mouth of the estuary not so many years ago. It's a very dynamic environment. The whole of the dune you can see behind me here was not here in 2000. It's formed over the last 10 years, and sand is accumulating very rapidly, and we've got new dunes on the beach. They're growing into larger mobile dunes, and beyond them the older dunes that formed a generation or more ago. We heard a few minutes ago from my colleague Bob about the importance of the shingle spit as a protection for the coastal area behind it. Well, this applies to the dunes as much as to the shingle. The dunes form a natural barrier, closing off the mouth of the estuary, sheltering the estuary behind. So all the salt marshes that we see here, the land behind, including Cosfachno, this wonderful raised bog that we have on the floodplain of the Dyfi, one of the most important raised bogs in Britain. It's all protected by this dune and shingle ridge. These actively growing marram dunes are really important for wildlife, and they're actually a rare feature now. Most of our dune systems in Britain are eroding. Here we've got dunes actively building, and they are home to a lot of really important wildlife. Tiny creatures such as the dune bird's nest fungus and a particularly rare spider that's not been found anywhere else in Britain live here. The dunes are not only important for this great diversity and of important wildlife, but they're a great natural playground. Over 250,000 people come to this site most years to enjoy the beach and the dunes and the colourful flowers and butterflies. It's just a wonderful place for people to enjoy. Ynyslas is a fantastic place for people with children to visit. There's lots to do here, and there's a visitor centre with lots of information and games, and you'll get some help from staff there. So if you're in the area, come and visit us. Ynyslas Dunes, it's a wonderful place just up the road from Borth.
And it's free of charge?